Everybody out there. Nikolov, how you doing? So we are going to continue working on this bust that we started last night with PSK. Set up a couple things. I can kind of use this matte medium. Actually, no. I can use a matte medium because I want to see if the cardboard does the trick. I'm not going to throw two variables at myself. This needs to go. I'm going to hit the right buttons tonight. Excuse me. What you mean? Oh, yeah, we did hit the wrong button last night. Low blades. All right. So, kind of, what I'm going to do real quick is you are here. We're going to try to make this a little bit brighter here on this shoulder, and then we're going to move on to the green on the chest. Let's see. Let me use some putty to keep that in place. Give me a second here. So I got a little bit done hobby related today, but not directly painting related. I'll show that off here in a second. Well, so you bought a couple minis to paint today? Awesome. So we finally um well, one, it's absolutely the light because the light in his studio is not great, which he needs to fix desperately. So we have officially finished this model. She is posted to Instagram. She is good to go. And somehow I need to get another spray on here, I guess. Yeah, she's good. Well, actually, I need to put felt on the bottom. I haven't done that yet. I forgot. And one other thing we did, we now have our our Brooklyn now. I got to take pictures of her still. And the green did look streaky. But it's a little, it's less shiny now. It dried a bit. So let's see how strong this is going to be with the now that it's a bit. Ooh. But yeah, no, I'm happy with the backdrop. I wish the plants I had a slightly better plant for it. Um, let's see. We're gonna feather that back out. Question mark. Hey, apparently get. How you doing? Let's see. So we're going to cool this down just a touch. I hope you all are having a decent evening. We're just going to continue working on this piece that I said, we were working on this yesterday. PSK. Oh, make sure. Hold on. I got to recenter my camera just a touch here. There we go. All right, now I'm in the center. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What? 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 Um. Swing, swing. Man, I'm just trying to figure out the shape of this shoulder. I do think it needs to just be. Be alone. Um, not. I mean, this is still all wet paint. But as far as like how you might think of the technique, yes. I'm just trying to think how would this look. Would it just be? Would there be like a center? Well, I like using flats because you can get a really nice blade to them. And when you're painting lines, I'd rather use a flat. Let's see. Yeah, it just kind of depends on. So you know what? I'm just going to look at it like this, and obviously, take a look. This whole center here needs to pretty much be finger painting models. Yeah, why not? Let's see. So how's everybody doing? Anybody doing any art this evening? No, I don't want that there. Just have that like specular highlight, large specular highlight in the middle. Reaper Dragon bust. Okay. And the Kathy Wamples mini. Okay. And nothing wrong with using the tools that you like to use. Kind of. I'm going to kind of make this, define this like circle a bit. Hey, to Roger. What's up? Let's see what we got here. Where's my? It's all right. I, they like. Let's just be honest, right? That looks horrible. APSK. And this poor lady's got man. They just she needs a larger size. Horrible. That's horrible. Jeez. Oh, that's awful. I would be super uncomfortable. Little Artie, how you doing? PSK. How's my how's my how are things? Yeah, I've had a decent week. Um, been busy but decent. Uh, Last night she said, "On your way home." That's great, man. All right, big lie. I'm just making this like a round. Essentially, making a nice big shoulder highlight there. Last night she said, yeah, if anybody's working on anything they'd like to share, always welcome to. Love to see what you're working on. Start tomorrow. I mean that's kind of what I'm doing, right? That's not it. It's not really dry brushing, but you're accomplishing the same thing. And the reason why I say it's not really dry brushing is because you're not like your brush isn't dry, right? Roller skating with Hal. You rise. Like Blades, if you give me kind of more of an example of what you're trying to do with dry brushing, I can tell you if you do the exact same thing or just something slightly different. Um, you can overlay layers, so but you have to kind of wait for it uh, to cure. So some of this paint is a little dry, so I can do a little bit of like glazing, but generally speaking, you have to wait a little longer because I did paint this last night. So normally you have to wait a little bit longer to do like actual like traditional art glazes. Just grab a piece, grab a bust, get it done. You can't mess anything up. All right, let's see. We're gonna use a little like destroyed round here. I got water for now. I'm gonna feather this out just a touch. So effectively, what I'm doing right now is dry brushing. I've got no paint on my brush. I am pushing the paint around with just really light touches. I mean, I'm barely touching the model here, and just so I can blend out stuff. Yeah. So it really is just like there's a little bit you may be able to see just a little bit of white on the brush there, and like if you kind of look what I'm doing right here, it's I'm dry brushing, but thing to keep in mind is that like you got to use a lot less pressure because if you use as much pressure as you would with an actual dry brush, um, you can like pull paint off instead of like moving it, which sometimes you want to do that, but that's not what I'm trying to do right now. All right, I'm going to move away from the metallics, I think, here. I don't know, jaw pain today. Like I've been clenching my jaw all day. Do what you want to do, man. It's your model. Um, well, let's kind of take a moment. Let's put some work on the chest here. I generally don't do much, but this was freehand. Um, that was freehand, and so was the background. Um, Let me find a better place to put this. I'll probably end up doing some sort of freehand on this, but at the moment, I'm not sure what that's going to be. Show Kiki, I can't get her right now. She's out of reach. But yeah, I did freehand on Kiki, a model for what's it called? Nico Galaxy. Oh, she's on my Insta, yeah. So you see how on my camera that red looks like a red now? For whatever reason, it was looking like an orange, on PSK's camera yesterday. I love you best that I can. So this permanent green light about as bright as I want that to get. So we're going to kind of tone that down. So I want to drop the value of it. So what we're going to do is opposite of green is red. Complement. I'm going to take a little bit of the red here. Add that. A little bit more there. Too much maybe. Fell in love with the girl at the rock show. She said, "What?" I told her that I didn't know. She's so cool. Look through the window. Everything's better when she's around. Fell in love with the girl at the rock show. Mm. Oh, is that the Kiki link? Fell in love with the girl at the rock show. Yeah, that was a lot of that's a I really like Nico Galaxy pieces. Fell in love with the girl at the rock show. She always kept me waiting. Kept me waiting. Yeah, that was painted for a like online competition. Um, I'm trying to remember who won that. Is that Orthorber Studios who won it? I don't remember. No, no, the guy who won crushed it. Make sure if you change the metal and skin tone in places I know so I can make mine. The only thing I'm gonna go back and redo is this little chunk of the this inner portion of the skin. That's gonna be metal. I'll mess with that next. Oh, hi Belly. Realize he loves her so much. Go chasing waterfall, the rivers and the lakes that you used to. And he doesn't know why. Find a resting place. Don't go chasing waterfall. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If anybody did watch it and they have, some things that they have questions about now or about what I did, any comments, things that you think might be better to improve it, I am open to feedback. I can't improve the class without honest feedback. Now, granted, the class is what it is. It's kind of imperfect conditions and uh, Solway Studios. Welcome in. Call the dog. What's going on, Solway? How you doing? I was watching your stream earlier. Had you on in the background. How's everybody doing today? Don't go chasing waterfall to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. Working on a Cyberpunk bust that I was working on last night with PSK Studios as part of a test case for a class that I'm hoping to teach. You guys through a paywall? I mean, I tweaked it just a little bit right at the beginning of stream. I put a center. It's hard to tell with the angle because the light's reflecting right where the reflection is. I cheated, right? So I held it like this. You see that? I actually like painted in like a little circular highlight. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, if anybody who was watching it last night has questions and didn't I either miss them or you didn't think about them until after the class or something like that. I am open to feedback. The idea is to be able to teach this class with this bust um, at Nova next year. something else. Get me through this. Maybe I'm kind of alive, baby. Maybe I. Doing this method with the cardboard today, it does feel like the paint's dragging a bit. Um, so I don't know if it's because the paint that I'm using is like from last week, so maybe it's just a little over cured. But I can definitely tactile. It has a tactile difference. So I started. So here, right in the palette, is permanent green light. Um, it's pretty much the standard secondary color for portrait painting, and the darker shade that was on the model was a mix of that with red to make it dull, and then a little bit of, I think, the burnt sienna, I believe, to give it kind of like a muddy kind of olive color. So yes, but no, right? So one of the things that uh, you have to kind of train yourself away from is like wondering what colors are. To a point, yeah, it's useful to know, like, hey, this particular color, tints a certain way. Um, and you might not know that without, trying the color out yourself. But a lot of it is just mixing colors on a palette. Yeah, yeah. I just added um a lot of what I did yesterday is to get darker colors. Is I would either add the black, the ivory. I think it's ivory black. It might be lamp black. It's ivory black. So I added ivory black or the complementary color, and or the complementary color. So one of the things I was talking about is, adding black can uh, make your color darker, but it won't necessarily make your color duller. In shadows, not to say you can't paint shadow saturated, but generally in portraiture, which is that was a bust, what's what a bust is, right? You're not going to have saturated shadows. The same surface, the same, thing isn't going to have a higher saturation in the shadow than it will in the night in the light, right? No light source, well, no normal light source is going to add saturation to a color. I don't know why this color does not really want to stick back here. Yeah, a light source increase the value of can increase the value of a color, paint, but it won't increase the intensity. I'm going to paint the piping a different color. I'm just not sure how yet. To swallow. Right. Let's see. Oh, persistent headache. over. More absurd. Now that's over. And to believe in us. A nice boy. Fresh and clean. I may not be this what you'll do right now. So what I'm doing here is just adding that is going back with that straight green permanent green light. Yeah. So that reminds me. So those you in stream right now, PSK's got a Kickstarter going. A book of his poetry he's been working on for his whole life. And while that may not necessarily be your thing, take a look at it because there's also a you, model that you can get that represents what he's working on. Belly, couldn't you achieve the same color with using green and black? Um, so I don't know if I said this after the thing that you asked, but so green and black is just going to get you a darker green. It's not going to desaturate a green. Adding red will desaturate a green. Now you could desaturate a green with like brown because brown, browns generally have orange in it, which has red in it. So you can with other colors, but the quickest direct way to do that is with your red that's on the palette. Yeah, you're not that big of a pain in the ass. I'm going to take just a touch. I don't want to add white. I'm going to add just a touch of. I want a cool yellow. Oh, cool yellow. Let's add a little bit of cool yellow. No, PSK. That needs to be a higher. We're gonna add a little bit of white. Let's see what happens. Maybe a little bit more yellow. Let's see. Actually, I kind of want to. Songs. All right, let's do some feathering out here. That's all happiness. Getting weird spotty something or other going on here. I'm kind of confused by it. I'm not sure why. Like it's like the paint's not sticking to some of it. Have a nice night, PSK. Moist Hayden, hello. How you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, it's like paint isn't. It's acting weird for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. Like you see how there's like a weird like dark spot right there, and for whatever reason doesn't seem to let me want to paint over it. It's really strange. And there's like the same thing down here. coffee. There shouldn't be. There's no reason for there to be coffee staining on my model moist blades. Let's see. Jar, how you doing? Yeah, like coffee staining isn't a thing that you'll do painting with oils unless you're putting like a gallon of thinner onto your model. I'll just leave it be for now. I do want to try to get the shape. I it did Yeah, it is acting as if it was hydrophobic. And I was painting with acrylics. It is acting that way, though it doesn't make sense that it is at all. Um, I'm not sure what's up. Yep, I'm just going to leave it be. Everywhere you go. All right, let's use the actual pointed brush to paint up some of this. Let's see, what do I want the collar to be? And this like stripe, this bit. Oh, hi, Moise Hayden. Let's see. Everywhere you go. I think I'll do yellow. Excuse me. Um, yeah, let's do yellow. We're gonna do. Keep it. Keep it. Let's see what a warm yellow looks like on this. That's going to need, I think, a little bit of linseed back in it. Yeah, I'm so when I was painting last night, I was using glass and my model stayed nice and shiny. PSK was painting with cardboard and his model was coming out a lot more matte. So I'm trying the cardboard again just to see. Um, I I don't know. I'm just experimenting again. I want that to be a higher value yellow though. So we're gonna add some titanium white to it. Well, the reason why it may make a difference is that the cardboard is going to pull out some of the excess oil, which means it should reduce the overall gloss of the model. Should being the keyword there. Are you going to pin wash the skin seams? Yeah, I will actually. I'm not sure what color that's going to be yet, but yeah, those like these little bits. I'm going to do a pin line. Um, yeah. Paranoid. Now, ideally, I would be using for this. I'd be using like a cadmium yellow because it would really pop. But we're using these paints. Yeah, good old garbage. I ain't got no crystal ball. I want it all. I can't deny. What I really want to say. Nice, PSK. Force podcast. I wanna hold you so much. Can't keep my eyes off of you. I have plastic showing that I didn't see last night because PSK's lighting is garbage. I'll get to that in a second. Can't keep my eyes off of you. I wanna hold you so much. It's just good to be true. All right, let's see here. Yep, you may be able to see it. See this right there. All of that's gray. Shame. Oh, there's more stuff that's not painted. We're just kind of fixing a couple of things I'm seeing that I did not see last night. The skin. We need to get you a better light setup, PSK. stain on the wall. At the bottom enamel. Reinforcing this skin tone that I kind of destroyed last night. Wanna be more than friends. Love. On the road again. All right, man. Drive safe. I'm gonna take a quick break to give myself something to drink. Take some like Advil or something. Got a headache brewing. All right. I will get to that. Add some fresher yellow because I have a feeling that something's off here. So, everybody out there, happy Saturday. Cheers. Got myself a little bit of Scotch nog. Oh, it's good stuff. Some hot chocolate. Hot chocolate's good too. It is. It is definitely cool enough now. Moving friends. Let's see if this yellow looks a little better. This might be one of those. Man, yeah, I'm having. What's going on here? Let's see. You know, you said it'd be yellow's base for darker. It depends on where you're going with it. You can definitely kind of push it towards the purple for the dark shadows. Um, so watch. Let me. Do I have a good example? So you can do. Here's two other darker skin tones I've done. So this one's pretty close to what I'm doing now. Similar. This one's a little less saturated. It's a little darker. Um, so granted, there's OSL and stuff going on in the shadows, but like when you're looking at her stomach there, right? Like that's just burnt umber. Um, I'd have to. I don't quite remember. I painted this last year, so last October I painted this. Um, but it was a similar method to this. I just pushed burnt umber into the shadows, and then sister piece to it. This had more red in it. This I think you use Terra Rosa as a base for the skin tone, which is a much more red iron oxide. Um, so and then do I haven't done anything darker than these two. I don't think because like a really black skin tone looks kind of like it's really tricky because the darker you make the skin tone, the harder it is to paint. Like a really black skin tone is not going to have a lot of. It's going to have those like the hair, right? How we were talking about how hair kind of reflects. Um, it's going to be harder to highlight, and yes, it will just be trickier. Oh, here's another dark skin tone. Though this is um, more fantasy skin tone. So, but it's still darker. You know, it's still darker than let's say her, right? This one I used a lot more violet in it, a lot more violet in that skin tone, and yeah, it becomes more about the highlights and stuff like that. So, but like this still reads as a nice skin tone, a dark kind of cool cast, you know, scene. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, I think that's pretty. Oh no, here's another. Here's two others. There's two others that I've done, and these are also very warm, dark, warm skin tones. I think I used transparent maroon for both of these, and I think I used just burnt umber to push into the shadows, and like a brown black. Yeah, I like this one on the right. But you see, comparing it again to if we grab that and then going back to our here's like another let's show off more of these. We got very variety in skin tone, right? A very pale one in the middle, very dark one on the right, and then kind of a more yellowish skin tone on the bust. Forgot about my smaller ones. Oh, and let's see. Then actually, here's uh another variety of skin tone, right? We'll go and get the pale skin tone down again to compare it. This is more gray, a bit more gray skin tone, versus the very pink skin tone. So you can play around like a lot of browns read as skin. Like only when you start making the skin tone go towards the green does it look unnatural, really. When you start going green, then things look kind of weird. Now, granted, there is green and shadows naturally with skin tones, but like if the skin itself reads green, it looks weird. But like um and blue as well. If you avoid like green and blue, um pretty much the rest of the spectrum is open to the skin tones looking fairly normal. If you do green, it'll look a little sickly. If you do too much blue, it'll look frostbitten. Or like, I mean, you can do blue if it's meant to be like a cool cast scene, but if you're in like neutral lighting, blue just doesn't look right. Unless you're going with like a very fantasy saturated blue skin tone, which I don't. I mean, well, he wanted me to show it off. I mean, make sure I don't break it. We did this weird blue skin tone with magenta shadows, just playing around with being weird with color. This is Kiki from Neko Galaxy, with her Slurm can. She's got her jet set radio, little buddy back here with some command line stuff, and a chrome cowl that bubbled up. This was a fun piece to paint, um, with some crazy hair. That was just a bunch of different colors glazed on top of each other. Um, I was watching an anime that had like magenta shadows and everything, and I can't. It was like the gods are dead, or the gods never knew death, or something like that. It was a year ago. They had like a really weird kind of color palette to it, and I was like, I want to put magenta shadows on a model. I was like, that'll be great for a steampunky, cyberpunk model. Not a steampunk, but a cyberpunk. That was when I was watching. What's the name of the painter? He's changed his name a whole bunch of the times, but like I haven't watched him in a long time because he's chasing those NFTs. Um, but he used to be called Pigeon Squirter, and now I think he's like Johnny NFT, and he paints a lot of Neko Galaxy stuff, and he's a fantastic painter. But he's been doing digital art, trying to make money from NFTs, and I haven't, not interested. And yeah, that yellow is cadmium yellow. Um, and this is imitation cadmium, which does not have nearly the punch. If you're gonna do like the limited palette I'm doing is like you can do a lot with a limited palette if you specifically have the high quality colors. If you have a cadmium red, a cadmium yellow pale, ultramarine blue, and for your green, you can still do permanent green light. If you have the two cadmiums, you can have some vivid colors. For blue, if you wanted a really electric blue, you would just need a little bit of phthalo blue because you can't. Ultramarine is a nice blue, but it does not have the value. It doesn't have the not value. It doesn't have the intensity. At Roger, it's your song, or I should say, it's our song. Like cadmium, like true cadmium red and cadmium yellow are gorgeous colors. I almost finished the last episode, At Roger. It's pretty amazing, and I do feel like the jury could have just listened to those that alone and nothing else and been like, "Yep, $1 billion sounds good." You belong to the city. You belong to the night. Um, I mean, there's no like very doubtful, very doubtful. Um, but everything he has is a appropriate reward, I think. Let's see. Opposite of yellow is red and blue. It dull out this yellow a bit. Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I look at it, Belly. Nope, that's way too dark. Uh oh. Yep. Pump the brakes, AT Roger. War Master, hello from the U.S. How you doing? I guess I'm gonna have to wait until next year, and there's gonna be some new Trigun pieces. I just need to paint the ones I have. My Todd McFarlane one. I never finished my Ryoko. It's still up on the thing mocking me. Here, you guys want to see my? That's a good way to put it. Here's my like halfway done um cell shaded Ryoko. That brown is awful. You know what? You know what? We're fixing this brown right now because it is ugly. Ugly. We're gonna distract ourselves with another project. But it's too late. All right, I'm using burnt sienna for this. As long as I remember I use burnt sienna on this, then I'll be okay. What you linking? I'll look at it in a second. I'm distracting myself by hating a model that's been staring at me from my shelf for like 4 months now, I think. Chainsaw Man wood carving. Interesting. To me, some tea. Take a look at that in just a moment. This is too saturated of a shadow. The other one was way too green. This is an old model of an anime character named Ryoko from uh, Tenchi Muyo. I just got distracted and wanted to fix. This was an attempt at doing some shell shading, and I did a horrible job with the brown, the shadow color. So I'm just gonna. We got talking about anime models, and then it reminded me that I had an anime model that I never finished painting. This was one of the. This was a very early harem anime, so it'd be right up your alley, PSK. All the ladies in it were interested in the protagonist. We're gonna see how bad this looks tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, what did I think I was doing? Going on. Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing too with those garage kits, man. Like even if they, it'll be forever before they actually like show up. By the time I got my freaking Evangelion one, I lost interest in painting it. Or rather, there's too much stuff for me to paint now. I had that garage kit, that full like the full body um Evangelion that I purchased. That was one of the first models I purchased that wasn't a Kingdom Death model. Like that was like 20, that was 2019, early 2019 I bought that model. It didn't show up until this year. And like that was only like 2 months ago it showed up. All right, I'll look at that tomorrow. Distracted myself. Yeah, it's too dark. That's okay. I'm not. It's. I kind of gave up on that model. I'll probably end up pitching it because honestly, it's not a very good model. Those those old that Android 18 is literally in the corner of my desk, right where you saw her last time. She doesn't move. Yeah, that Vampire Hunter bust one that you got is pretty cool. I like that one. All right, let's zoom back in here. Oh yeah, let me look at stuff. You guys posted stuff for me to look at. All right, we'll pause the music here. Let's see, Billy. Oh, I mean, I'm not going to play a 10-minute video, but that's nuts. Is that a mini chainsaw? Man, freaking doing stuff with a Dremel like that. Jeez. Wear gloves. Wear gloves. Oh my god. Man, those fingernails too. That's probably why they can't wear gloves. Yeah. I mean, it's a cool piece of work, but ooh, man, that makes me nervous. Wait, I'm sorry. Automild held a message for reason, sex based term, the word put. I'm allowing the word put. That is a new one. Am I not hip with the new terms these days? is is put? Yes, the word PUT was what was flagged in that message. I'm not hip to the jive, I guess. I don't. Yeah, I saw this model posted on Reddit or something. It's can I just like I honestly hate the character design. I think it's too much. It's too much. Yeah. This is the head. I yeah, I'm good. And then the other model they did is dumb. This that is that come on. Come on. That's not even interesting. See, that's more interesting. That one's more interesting, but yeah. I better maybe not go further otherwise. It's a scene from the show. It's dumb. If you haven't watched the show, the main character is driving like his driving force is that he wants to touch someone's boobs. That's pretty much it. So that is a scene from the show, and yeah, yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Anyway, but at least they made a model of the same character that isn't doing just that. Now, if your question is why are there models that are like that, well, welcome to the internet, I guess. I'm honestly baffled. Honestly baffled that that's a new one. I'm a troublemaker, not a double taker. Never been enough. I'm a double maker. I distracted myself, and now I'm touching scan instead of finishing my yellows. But here we are. I mean, but it's like you can't. I can't imagine that that makes any sense. But I mean, okay, but it's just a word. Like you can't just be like, well, Urban Dictionary says that it means vagina, so we need to. But vagina's not auto modded, really? So what the hell? Though I may have allowed that word at at one point. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to like look to see what um terms that you've like agreed to allow. I'm a troublemaker, not a double taker. Never been enough. Nope, those all went through, and I definitely haven't. Wow, those are the ones that got blocked. All right, I'm gonna go ahead since this is just happening for the sake of you guys trying to trigger it. I am gonna leave it. Oh, it got blocks. Period. So the issue I'm having here, PSK, is because I don't have my skin tone mixed. I gotta have to like try to remix and match. Unbreak my heart. Say you love me again. All right, all right. But like, I'm sorry, the word put like that in there's no way that context of that word, how you use it makes any sense. You love me again. Undo this hurt moment. So in the crowd of my life. No, it's okay though, because I'm could the paint's still dry enough that I can blend out. This mix I made is a little more red to it, but that's okay. Yeah, yeah. Break my heart. Yeah, Brush actually printed these out for me. So this model was one of his prints. Break my heart. You're his worst customer, huh? Yeah, I've seen you in there every now and then. I haven't been able to be in there as often as I used to because I just my work stuff changed and I can't lurk anymore. The one who wanted you never wanna say, never wanna lose. Real in the sky, when you realize. Oh, the ones who wanna change, they never wanna stay. Wanna lose, you always wanna say, but you never wanna lose. You okay, girl? In the sky. Stippling out the highlight I did. What just happened? PSK, what you up to? Are you just trying out what you can what you can do? To me. All right, let's get back to the yellow. Got distracted there. Greens on my phone made. All right, he's talking in gibberish again. Everybody, just ignore him. So Rashmont, my Dedicon, he was the pain booth. Oh Lord, moist. Did you see me over there? I'm trying to remember if like because I was definitely hanging around, but I don't remember everybody I met. 'Cause I spent pretty much my entire time there. I was either sitting next to Kathy or um, next to was sitting either next to Kathy or Monster Den or Gel Tip. I see. I met so many of those people. I don't know how to distinguish it. Ask for the bus to be recut. No, dude. You own those products. Those are yours. He doesn't own the rights to those things. You paid him for those models. All right, hold on. Stop distracting yourself, you goober. Yeah, I mean you paid him to create a thing for you, unless you had some sort of other arrangement, like those you own the rights to those pieces. And if he doesn't do it, don't even ask. If he doesn't do it, don't ask. Just give it to somebody else to deal with. So you think you can stop me spitting my eye? Can you do that after it's fun? As long as it's not closed, right? I don't know how any of that works. I assume as long as you haven't, it isn't closed, you can add stuff to it. Yeah, man, we need to get you. We need to get you better lights. The stuff that I'm seeing on this model now that have good lighting. We need to get you just a setup like Sig has. Intergalactic planetary intergalactic. Profile. I mean, yeah, desk first, but you need better. You need better lighting desperately, man. Oh my god, moist. That's so mean. Coffee and cream. All right, I do not like how this yellow is looking. So I probably will just leave it alone for now. This is where like having good oils is important because this cheap yellow just looks dull. So I'm gonna move on. Um, they're too. It's not even that, man. It's because they're too spotlighty. You need like you need more dispersed lighting. If you have like if you have just a super harsh light and nothing else, um, it's just going to cast shadows into stuff, and you won't see that there's nothing in those shadows. You're just going to have such stark shadows. It's going to be hard to see things. Let's see what I want to mess with. Let's get her. Let's get her some eyes painted in a little bit. desk hooks up light. I get a desk hook up lights and I don't like it. Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna kind of what I think I'm gonna do for myself is I'm gonna go ahead tomorrow because I want to try that setup. I'm gonna go to the hardware store and buy the stuff and see if I can figure out how to get it to work on my desk. And if not, maybe I can just bring it over to your place and see if it'll work on your desk. But you need better lighting, man. You need something like my at least like the bar that I have that has the larger thing. So you don't even need to do that, Belly. What Sig does is he's using. I'll actually put the link because he sent it to me earlier. Yeah, Sig hit me up. Let me copy this link. So you can use something like that. You don't even need wood. You can just use those to make arches. So what I might have to do with the way my desk is done, I might actually have to mount them from the ceiling and bow them downwards. It's a matter of running the power to it, though. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, especially if you're trying to do, like I said, you're trying to put some stuff into competition, you're going to need that, I think, to help. Yeah, and like he's going to have the desk that PSK I think is looking to get is going to have a way to mount light to it. So he may only need that. Um Moving to the country, wanna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Gotta make sure that this eye in shadow is just ever so slightly darker. It's not about brighter light, dude. It's not about brighter light. Those bright lights actually I think are the problem. You have those bulbs because they're single bulbs that are just super bright, they're actually counteractive. You need a large um a dispersed light, not a bunch of spotlights. Because like this bulb, this one bar that I use by itself is. Do they have a rating on it? It's. I mean, if you want to look it up, it's the Neatfi that puts out less lumens than those bulbs you have. Yeah, and we'll like you said, we'll worry about it once you get your desk set up, your new desk. Let's see what needles do. 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, it's. I mean, I mean, just want. I want you to get the best out of it, you know. And it's just. I have. I'm going to bring it up, right? It's the fact that like the moment that I sit down under my light and then I look at my model and I notice that there was like stuff that I never painted. Like it was, it's because of the way the light was. Um, and sometimes it is just literally just user error, but hard to. It's actually. Let's see, because I got a little bit. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna have to use a small brush. I don't care too much about. Ooh, this is a. I have to clean this brush. Take on me. Making a dark red here. I'll try to get it up in here. Akira Tertial is like 8 for 1. They're that cheap? Hmm. The only thing I'm concerned with LED halogens, because those are halogens, right? The flicker. Like that's what I would be concerned about for photography. Is the flicker rate. They make like LED halogens. I mean, they're not. I guess they're not halogens at that point, but they make like tube LEDs. globe, but yeah. Oh, I thought, or was it? I thought the. Oh, it was Belly who posted the other thing. Sorry, I was mixing up. Yeah, like he's got good lights. It's in and of itself. It's just that they are in like gooseneck lamps, and they're very harsh. That's all. All right, what do I want to work on next? Actually, I can do. Let's do add a little bit of blue to that. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, he's got the bright white bulbs. I think it's just it needs to be diffused, and just the setup he has. We'll have to just wait until he gets his desk and then figure out a thing. That's all. Just trying to mix the right kind of tone that I want here. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn, 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 damn. All my hang-ups. Yeah, yeah. Can't get in my hands tonight. Boogie is for real. Yeah, I think I like that as a lipstick color for her. I think I pushed it up too high on one part there. Got candy in my heels. Okay. What time is it? All right. Another hour-ish. Um, I guess I can work on a couple of other things real quick then. Okay. So we're gonna do. We're gonna repaint this inner part of her shoulder. 19 is a code. They have 5K and they are LEDs. Spend an hour. How do you look with them? Yeah, I mean, like I said, PSK. It's probably more. It's more about diffuse lighting at this point. I think. Uh, So I wouldn't worry too much about spending. If you're happy with the way your stuff looks for yourself, just stick to that. Um, Man, I wish I had another one of these bars. When you get your new desk, we'll figure something out for you. All right, so we need to make a nice kind of blue gray again that we did last night. Okay, man. till April next year. Okay. Oh man, that would be well. It'll make your eyes bleed, dude. It's not about the brightness. You're not listening. It needs to be diffused light. Those bulbs are plenty bright, dude. They're so bright. A cloth lampshade actually would be better than no lampshade. All right, all right. See, now that's very blue compared to. Yeah. They shine for you. Everything you do is all yellow. Everything to do. You're all yellow. Everything to done. It was all yellow. Oh yeah, your skin and bones is something beautiful. I'm gonna definitely do where all these kind of seams meet. I think I'm gonna just do. Part of me wants to do a black line, but also part of me wants to do like high value magenta or something like that. I'm gonna take a quick break at the mark here and be back in just a moment. Alrighty. All right. let's see. So yeah, let's. Let's fiddle with this part. So what's people working on? Anybody working on anything this evening they'd like to share? Why is this song so much lower volume than the rest of the freaking stuff I play? Just made a banana pudding. Yeah, I can't really share that over the internet, unfortunately. It doesn't fit in the tubes, unfortunately. Drumming my pain with his finger. My sub's there because the Jupiter is work. Eh? I mean, it's a bummer that you got a pinched nerve. I'd been there. It's not fun. Oh, okay, the printer. Oh, I'm thinking I'm gonna get a Mars 3 Pro during the Black Friday sale. I think I'm going with that. So I think it's at the price point where I'm not gonna like really regret it. How do you like the 3? You like it? Okay. Now, why are you replacing the motherboard? Where the print head loses its 0. It's not a firmware issue? The motherboard for the well, drivers for the stepper motors. It just seems like something that would be like a firmware update. Then leave a message and I'll call you back. The likely story. Leave a message and I'll call you back. Sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking through the spider web and leave a message and I'll call you back. Well, hopefully, is that so? Is there a difference between the 3 and the Pro? My phone calls. Say car. Well, I thought the Pro. The reason I want a Pro is because I want a 4K printer. Honestly, I would like an 8K, but I'm not spending twice the price. The 3 is 4K? Then what's the difference? Is it like a mod, the different screen? Jupiter's bigger though, right? Like it like yes, technically 6K, but because you're on a bigger printer bed, it's a matter of size, right? Hobby painting. Yeah, I think Black Friday there's probably going to be a big drop in price. I kind of looked at the who makes it? Is it the Anycubic? Who makes a DLP marketable like a desktop DLP printer? But I can't find anyone who paints models that uses it. Like the only reviews I can find of it are people who review 3D printers, and I don't like want their opinion. I want someone like me or Brush or someone who paints high end models that's used one and printed it and has an opinion on what the DLP looks like. Because no matter how freaking sweet, yeah, it's new technology, but if because like the thing I saw in the reviews, it's like, oh, it's got crisper pixels, which can be good, but also it could maybe be not good, and that's why I need a like painter with some experience. Because a lot of the people that are doing these things, like the reviews, they're like dry brushing Hero Forge models, and it's like, okay, that doesn't tell me a damn thing. And it keeps customer to shit tier. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what Crush was saying. I don't think there is going to be an option that isn't toxic because even the water washable stuff is still resin. Um, so I don't know if there's ever going to be a option that isn't kind of awful. See, but like, yeah, FDM is just not going to work for what I want. I don't really like. I don't do terrain. I don't play games that use terrain. You know, the only thing that I would really ever need an FDM for is to print paint handles. Yeah. Yeah, and like I understand that like at 4K quote resolution, you can't see the difference. Like you won't be able to notice stuff. But I've seen 3D prints. If I'm seeing step layers in like in this model, right? Hold on. Let me see which one. So you may not be able to see, but like you see the steps. This is after sanding, right? You can see the steps in the shoulder. Yeah. This is after sanding and this is Stynal res. So like, yeah, you can't tell the difference. No, I can see the difference. I can see it on the model. Now the one I'm painting didn't have that issue. So I don't know what changed. You put a thin ISO milliput slurry onto resin models to fill those lines. Like I shouldn't have to do that, right? Like I shouldn't have to do that much work. Yeah, like cuz like print time, like if I pull the trigger on this and I do get a 3D printer, I don't care about print time. I'm I'm printing a model like I don't paint more than like 2 models a month, right? And I have a lot of like cast backlog. I'm not going to be printing. I'm pretty much getting a 3D printer so I can print stuff for class and so I can make toppers for plinths. You okay, girl? You have 9 plants an hour going on right now. I'm looking more for, like, I use a lot of these 2-inch wood blocks. I just want to be able to print like little toppers. I think we talked about this, like something like where is it? Like this is a chunk of resin. I want to be able to print stuff that basically, because this is the same, it's the same freaking size. Just print things like this that I can just stick on top of my 2-inch wood blocks and call it a day. So I can have a little bit of variety. What's up, girly? Huh? You want some pets? Mm. I don't really have a good way to show you guys my poop, my puppers. If myself the creeps. Let's see. You want to come up? I don't think you can get up here. That's the thing. You can get underneath my desk and cause problems. You can turn off my computer with your tail. Get out. Out. You're gonna turn off my computer again. Yeah, I mean that's an option too. But with a print, I can just like you said, I can hit a button, let it print. I don't have to spend 3 hours or whatever figuring out how to build a base. What's up, cutie? Huh? Are you adorable? Mm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna print models like this for classes and base toppers and like little bits of stuff that I might use for like I don't know tokens and whatnot. Why are you under my desk? Are you looking for mom? Hmm? Are you looking for your best friend? I know I'm only your second best friend. All right, come on, get out. I need to get under my desk. I can't fit my legs underneath the desk when you're underneath the desk. Come on, you should go upstairs. Let's see if I can get her to go upstairs. One second. Actually, I'll be right back. She needs to go outside. All right. Yeah, I have defined I have Mesh Mixer and I have Blender. I poked at Mesh Mixer a little bit. I mean, I was just trying to like fix a file, and I have Blender. I poked at it for like an hour and I was super lost, so I haven't messed with it. But I know if all I'm doing is like resizing files that already exist, that shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, it's really over way more than I need, I'm sure. Can't understand what you mean when you say it well. 3 pot editing for the shape than a meatball. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can watch some videos and whatnot, and I'm sure I can figure something out. But did they have a samurai? Is that a tutorial? Always save it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll save this. Let's see. Thanks. Saved. how do I say what I actually want to look? Gosh, that's a thing too, because man, sometimes it can be impossible to like track down the actual thing you're trying to do if you don't have the right verbiage. Let's see. We're gonna do a line kind of like that. Let's see if I can reinforce anything. I usually close my stream out at 10, Eckelhoof. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, Boolean, like Boolean join, Boolean, yeah. Be handling my Flip the tank. Somebody gonna meet until you get your check next week. Good for nothing type of brother. Silly me, I don't mind find another ball instead of can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobiles? Oh, you and me both pay my telephone bills, pay my automobiles. God. I'm still not 100% sure what to do with like this part. Like I got this and in the back. The back I can figure. All in one, type of lead, good for nothing type of brother. My dog got found another. No bills and big automobiles. You chill. My bills, can you pay my telephone bill? I just want to put like a center, a little bit of a center line here. No, there. Good for nothing type of brother. Silly me, what haven't I found another? I don't know if that'll be enough. Oh, don't work too hard tomorrow, man. I don't think you do. And me on through. Mine should be handy. Instead of scrolling down the man's about. Can you pay my bill? Pay my bill. What's my bills? So you and me. Uniprincess, welcome to the dozens. Oh, Big Child has some nice pieces to find today. I have two 75 mil models from them I haven't painted yet, and I think one bust. I'm I'm embarking some this is a cyberpunk bust that I'm working on. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my bills? What brings you in? You working on anything this evening, Uniprincess? Fallen Angel is a really cool model. I don't have that one, but that is a really cool model. My favorite Big Child piece that I have up here, man, that's hard to say. I really like my Big Child pieces. Oh, let me grab two of them. This is They Might Be Giants. Um, let's see. I'm gonna grab two of my favorite. These are still two of my like favorite pieces I've done. Doing images for a light novel idea. Okay. Do you have an Instagram you like to share, Uniprincess? So here's one. This was an early oils piece I did. Um, Not super happy with like nowadays with OSL, but this is one of their pieces I did. Um, yeah, The Jade series was awesome. I bought their entire line. This is another piece I did. I should just submit this piece to frickin' I just have to repaint the bottom. I should probably submit this actually. Like as strange as it sounds, this is one of my oldest pieces in oils, and it's probably one of my best pieces. Uniprint says you can throw a link for Instagram here if you'd like. It's open. Um, yeah, I don't know what it was about this piece. If I did want to submit this, I'd have to like oil wash the green out. But yeah, this I really love this paint job. Yeah, can't do link. Okay, well, no worries. Yeah, I really like that series, the Jade C series. Um, the I have two of those pieces from the Jade series that I haven't painted yet. I've had them since the Kickstarter went. I just haven't gotten around to them. I really should. Can't remember the names of them. They're very generic names. Good night, man. Take care. Yeah, no, I think I lost something after the first 6 months of painting with oils. I think I forgot how to do certain things, and I haven't found it again. Yeah, because I was very. I mean, I'm still experimental, but I I don't think I'm doing quite forgotten something. Thank you, PSK. Have a nice night, my friend. I'm gonna have to put a timer on that. Take a little time to come undone, and he'll try to only age. I'm having trouble seeing what that looks like. One second. I need a non-painted version. Oh, it is in a regular shape. Very well then. You tilted them all. Sorry. We'll try to stay blind. Ponders that collarbone. What you talking about? This titanium white for the student titanium white is so freaking annoying to use for me at least. It does not have like any freaking power to it. I'm pretty sure it's just a tube of chalk. Damn it. But I'm trying to use these paints, but man, doing this non-metallic metal without like a good strong titanium white is a pain in the butt. All right. You might get run, or you might get shot. Bulletproof vest. Get it all charity. Talking about skin tones earlier, Kuja painting has a good utility with skin tones. Yeah, I mean skin tones like you know, I mentioned this yesterday. Think about classical paintings, Renaissance paintings. Do you think they had 50 colors? No, they had red, yellow, blue, black, white. Like they had well, yeah, more or less. Like they might have had other colors, right? They had Naples yellow, for example. They had um things like carmine and things like that, but they pretty much worked with a very limited palette. And making skin tones like is not very hard. It really isn't. The acrylic world, the miniature acrylic world, has turned it into this gigantic task, and it's not. It really isn't. Is what I got. Like, and if you have burnt sienna or just raw sienna, which classical painters generally had, Like it's even easier. Right, like red, yellow, and blue paint will get you like cadmium red, or I think they use alizarin crimson in the older paints, or carmine in the like older classical palettes. But cadmium red, cadmium yellow pale, and ultramarine blue was all you really need. Then you had a lot of options for earth tones. Maybe that's what I need to do. Have some like do me for the difficulty, unfortunately, with the miniature acrylic paints is because they are so filled with fillers, chalk, multiple pigments. Mixing those paints doesn't work very well. All five colors, yeah. No, I mean there's some amazing painters out there that make five colors. That's all they use. They it's cadmium red, cadmium yellow, ultramarine blue, black, white. That's it. Some people might use phthalo instead of ultramarine blue. Some people might use um, there's an alternative to cadmium red that's supposed to be pyro red. Some people use pyro red instead of cadmium red, but like yeah, that is also a way to tackle it. You can just not. Put your arms around me. A true red, wide range yellow, and vibrant blue, bright white, and a deep black. Yep. Or you can do quinacridone magenta, cadmium yellow, and phthalo blue. Well, phthalo cyan. If you can get say phthalo cyan, I don't think it really exists. It like I'm not sure where you can get the pigment for that because it's not really used anymore. I'm just filling with the non-metallic metals at this point. And like while it's really good to learn how to paint that way, and that's kind of what I'm doing here, right? A lot of what I'm pushing myself to do is just learn how colors mix better and try to like teach myself how to do color mixing to do color matching. You'll end up using a lot of paint in order to mix the wide range of colors if you're only using five paints. Um, and regardless of that, like even with those like primaries, those very good high quality primaries, mixing a high value purple is impossible. Mixing magenta is impossible. Mixing a high value turquoise is impossible. So you do, if you want to use those colors, you will need other paints, but most colors can be covered with that limited five color palette. But there's no amount of mixing that's going to get you like those other kind of like high value colors. Not high value, high chroma, high high saturation colors, not value. Sorry, very different, very different. Like if you took yeah. Well, I mean, you can still so you can CMYK is still subtractive because additive isn't CMYK. Additive color is red, blue, yellow, or I mean red, green, blue. Yeah, right. But like you can still paint with CMYK colors, but like you can't. What I was getting at is like you can't use say ultramarine blue and get a high chroma, high value blue out of it. It just won't mix. Right, right. But people will argue. There's like a apparently like a whole argument whether or not you know between CMYK or just cyan, yellow, magenta versus um, red, green, red, blue, yellow. And I'm not a art student, nor am I a professional painter, so I will just not engage, and I'll use the paints that I want. Sledgehammer. Honey bee. Ba- bam. Sledgehammer. Right, right. Well, yeah, add in paint, add all the colors, you get brown. Not really black, but yeah, you get brown. You get a really dark brown, which is why you can't generally just use red, green, and blue because you need white and black to do tints and shades. Yeah. Uh-huh. The colors. All right. I think I'm non-metallic metalled out. We can finish with some Peter Gabriel. So what I will likely do with the rest of this model, I'm going to finish it because I want to have a demo model for the class that I'll eventually teach, showing that you can have a decent looking piece just using five. Well, I'm using six colors, seven colors, seven colors, because I'm using burnt sienna and green. Mixing a clean green from the colors that are available on the palette is not great. Um, Even mixing cadmium red and cadmium yellow, you don't get a high value green. You get more of a mid value green, or mid chroma green, not value. Sorry, you can mix that up again. So you can't mix. You couldn't mix like this green from that. So we're gonna keep working on this. I really don't like the yellow, but I'll leave it be and I'll try it again later. The next thing that we're probably gonna work on is start messing with the back here. Um, though I may shelve the model for a bit before working on that because this is going to take time and I want to work on other pieces. Because this part, this back, all the stuff back here in a class, we would not really mess with because this is just a lot more complicated. Especially this, if you want to start doing the textured hair, I need to at least do the textured hair, um, because this is a buzz cut back here, so I need to at least do that. Which is weird because it's like plates under the skin, but there's also hair growing in it. So I'm not really sure what to do with that. Um, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I thank everybody for showing up. Icklehoof, appreciate it. Define Bidet, Blades, Painter Leggett, etc. Uni Princess for being a new follow. Let's see who we can